Well, another of your roles, which we can't not talk about, is Taali, because again, you would very soon make the habit of blowing people over by these very taking up these challenging roles and then hitting the ball out of the park. So,
Thank you.
what was
I
so
love you,
wonderful
yeah.
about?
I love him. FYI. Thanks,
No,
Sonu.
but that's absolutely from the heart. So again, a very risky role to say yes to. Everything was going well with Arya. Why do you even need to take risks? But then Sushmita Sen would always go ahead and do that, wouldn't she? So what made you take up that
For
role?
one, well, thank you for that. But I think, Sona, um, after I did Arya, everything else that I was looking at was another interpretation of Arya. That stereotypical thing still continues, even on OTT,
Yeah.
cinema and OTT, both. And so it was a conscious choice not to say yes to any of that. Because this innings is about experimenting, about exploring. It isn't about doing the same thing over and over again. That was the reason I was burnt out the first time. I wasn't going to allow it a second time. So going to just take my time and being very, very selective, reading scripts, meeting a lot of people, but not really green lighting anything. And then out of the blue came Taali, the script. I I was firstly amazed that someone could have the courage to come to me with it, knowing that, no, she's all about commercial cinema or this glamorous whatever. Why would she want to do this? I was so proud of these people because I was like, wow, thank you for doing this. She says, no, whenever we said maybe she will not want to read the script or know about it, Gauri Sawant said, I want you to go to her. And when I heard that, I was like, it's her call. That's fantastic. Then all the more reason we sat 6 months, went back and forth on the script, um, and did a lot of different kinds of. You see, we all think that we know a lot about the third gender or the trans gender community or the LGBTQIA community. We really don't. We know everything on a peripheral, you know, level. So that's when I delved deeper and I realized, oh my God, I'm wondering if I can play a transgender activist. The wrong thing to be wondering about. I have to tell this woman's story. And that's my job as an actor. So that's when I met Sri Gauri Sawant, fell in love with her, loved her to another level, and told her that you're taking an enormous risk with me to play you. Are you absolutely sure you want me? She said, I'm 100% sure. My Marvel Ki Murti, my Miss Universe, you're going to play this for me. And that was it. And then we went. First time in my life, I sat down for the look test and they drew the beard and they brought in the slight stubble. They grew in the sideburns. And I never looked more beautiful, Sonal. As an actor, that was the first time I looked at myself and said, wow, wow, I've come of age.
What an absolutely beautiful thing to say. What an absolutely beautiful thing. And no,
It's a big privilege.
yeah, it is. It's, very sweet of you to call it a privilege, but I must say that it's also a privilege for the audiences to have someone who has so much conviction in a role like that, because not many would
100%.
even venture into listening more about it. So,
So I knew the minute I said yes to this that, sorry. The minute I heard about it and knew that I was doing it, I knew it was going to be being the voice of a community that, oh, I knew it right from the beginning. So um, when I am enraged in Taali and I'm that monologue, for instance, which is we call it the TED talk, where she's speaking about the transgender community, Gauri. That entire stretch from starting with a casual conversation to me breaking down and crying and being enraged All of this is shot in one go because the director, Mr. Ravi Jadhav, amazing man, him and I decided because the rest of Taali is not shot like that. You have cuts and the traditional sense of filming, not a 360 approach. But for the monologue, we said we want a 360. This is my tribute to the community and I want to speak it in one go. And when we did, I actually broke down and I actually got angry. And somehow, in a strangest way possible, even the rest of the team that belongs to Sri Gauri Sawant's, family of friends that are part of the filming, they all finally said, "You've become Amma." She's as ferocious. She feels this so deeply that you've become her. And I knew then that I had made it very, very personal. I'm so glad people have received it the way they have, because the idea was for 3 decades now, people have loved me so much, me as in Sushmita. And I was hoping that if I play Sri Gauri Sawant, that love will transmit itself through me and that there will be more empathy. And I've been hoping that that happens. And with the feedback that I've got, it's been an overload of empathy. So I think we succeeded on that front.
Oh, completely, completely. But Sushmita, now these back-to-back successes with Aarya and Taali, I'm sure is in a very conventional way making the producers line up again with film offers, and I'm hoping that these offers are now different from what you would get earlier in the first innings that we're talking about. And are there any that you're considering? Are there any reservations that you wouldn't want to go down that road again?
No, definitely considering a lot at this moment. However, like I said, this innings is about content. It's about doing things differently. So whether that content comes to me in a theatrical platform, it comes OTT, it comes on a YouTube short film, I am going to do it. It's what I want to do this time. So only thing is, sometimes we get carried away with what we hear, as in a script and an idea. This time around, I'm being very particular of the team behind that idea, the people who will actually execute it. If that team and that vision sits well together, I'm definitely doing it. So, and yeah, naughty me needs it to be author backed. So that's never easy. You have to wait for those ones. So I have 3 things currently that we're working on. One for films, theatre, cinema, and the other 2 are back to OTT. But let's see what finally
Let's see.
drops.